All right. What's up, everybody? Welcome. The old school songs, the original Season 1 Model Monday Live songs. Excuse me. The original Season 1 Model Monday Live songs. Kicking things off. Let's go. Welcome, one and all. So good to see everybody in here. Don't forget to hit the live button on your YouTube stream so that you are sure that you're getting the latest and greatest of our live stream. And guys, this is a little bit of an experiment today. What we're going to be doing here is we're going to be going through and attempting to solve some challenges using 3D CAD. So welcome one and all to today's August 21st live stream. 6 people will qualify today for our upcoming CAD vs. CAD tournament. As always, please let me know if anything is too loud, too quiet, etc., etc. Jern in the chat says, "What is that LaCroix sponsorship incoming?" Yes, that's what we need. I've been doing spin drift lately, but I could do some LaCroix now and again. I kind of like the spin drift. Guys, this is normally done a different way. We normally do the tournament a little bit differently. Normally what we do is we have people record their screens and try to like grind and speed run, but we decided to do it differently this time just to kind of mix things up a little bit. So we're going to consider today a little bit of an experiment. I want to say thank you all so much for tuning in to this experiment. We got a lot of good people in here in the chat, and we'll try and say hi to everybody as time goes on, but I really want to make sure that we keep moving here because I think I put too many slides in this deck. So we're going to do 3 CAD speed modeling challenges. This is totally free to enter. You can enter using any 3D CAD system, and 2 winners from each challenge will qualify for our upcoming World Championship of 3D CAD speed modeling. We got Prusa 3D printers. Prusa is the sponsor for our upcoming tournament, and they are putting up printers for our first place winner and even some of our other winners. So shout out to Prusa for being our sponsor for this thing. Thank you so much. And what we're going to do today is we're going to show you 3 CAD speed modeling challenges. These are totally free to enter. You can enter using any CAD system, and 2 winners from each CAD challenge will qualify, which will leave us with 6 winners total. If that all sounds good to you, be sure to hit the like button. It looks like we got some people in here watching, right? We got 60 people in here right now. So make sure you just take a moment, hit the like button. Also take a moment and hit the live button. The live button will make sure that you are getting the latest and greatest of the live stream. And let me know if anything sounds too quiet, too loud, out of line, anything like that as we are going through here. So this is how it's going to work. I'm going to show everybody in the YouTube stream a drawing. You're going to try and turn it into a model, calculate the mass, and then you're going to answer at tootalltoby.com. So we'll talk about that in just a moment. The fastest 2 are going to be the winners, and we're going to do that 3 times today. So before you compete, I want you to just think about these questions, and in a couple of minutes, I'm going to ask you to actually confirm. Can you actually participate in the tournament? It's going to be Fridays at 1 p.m. Or do you have the ability to share your screen? Do you have a good internet connection? Are you 18 or over, or can you get your parents' permission? If you answer no to any of these questions, then don't speed run against the other competitors today, okay? You can still do the challenge, but just like hold off until the first 2 people answer, because otherwise you're going to make me and Vicky our life a lot harder as we are going through and trying to contact the runners and say, like, congratulations, you qualified. We don't want to qualify you and then have you say, no, I'm actually not interested in competing. It's like, well, then don't get first or second in the qualifier, okay? You can still do the challenge. Just let first and second answer first so that they can actually be the competitors. We're looking for qualifiers here today. We're trying to qualify people, okay? So here's how it's going to work. Step 1, log into your account at tootalltoby.com. If you don't have an account at tootalltoby.com, well, you got about 4 minutes before we show the first drawing. So get over to tootalltoby.com and log into your account. Second, you're going to go to the challenge. So you can go to that challenge right now. I guess you could probably even start the timer right now if you wanted to. It's probably not going to hurt anything if you do that. So if you go here to tootalltoby.com, whether you've got a free account or a paid account, this is open to everybody. You can do this totally with a free account. Go to tootalltoby.com, click here, access full library, and the first challenge that we're going to do is going to be... Oh, great question from Ate there in the chat. The first challenge that we do here is going to be in the library, and it's going to be this challenge here, 26-08-05. It's all the way up at the top. It's in the featured models section, 26-08-05. If you click into that challenge, you're going to see that you're going to have the ability to get in there and do that first challenge. I'd say saying the site is laggy again. Yeah, it's possible. Listen, guys, this is an experiment. It's possible that the whole thing is going to blow up as we go through and we start doing it. So I think I've got a pretty good solution for us, but we'll see. We'll see what happens when people start submitting their answer. It might end up being overload, and if that's the case, then we're just going to have to do it manually, and that's okay. We can figure it out. We'll figure it out together. Kaboom! Yeah, exactly. Ate had a question. Great question there. Do we have the dates yet? Yeah, if you go to tootalltoby.com/tournaments, you'll see that we've got the dates listed for the upcoming tournament registration information. It's crazy, guys. We've been doing this on Model Monday Live for years, and we've had plenty of people on there doing it and doing it at the same time. So it's interesting that it's all of a sudden starting to get laggy. Our last Model Monday live stream, we had some problems, and we might end up having problems today. Look, if we have problems today, it's okay. We'll figure it out. So here's the dates, Atse, for the tournament. Friday, September 25th through Friday, December 4th. It's a long one, but it's mainly October, November. It's still eight sessions. Just a few extra breaks in the middle for us to, we got to do some traveling. We're going to PDX. Shout out to PDX. We're going to be going to these things. So welcome everybody who's tuning in. We are still just going over the rules, but rule number one is you got to go to tootalltoby.com and sign up for an account. And then what we're going to do when we do the challenge is you are going to log in here to the CAD challenge library. And at the top of the CAD challenge library, we've got these three challenges: 26-08-05, 26-08-06, 26-08-07. And those are going to be the three challenges we're going to try to do today. So you can log into one of those. You can say, click here to practice. You could even start the timer, honestly, if you want to. You could even start the timer. All right. So step 2, open the challenge, start the timer. You don't have to start it right now, but you could if you wanted to. Step 3, I'm going to show you a 2D drawing here in the live stream, because the drawing that's on the website isn't going to help you. It just says it's a placeholder. So like if I go in here and I say, click here to begin, it is good that we're giving people a chance to set this up ahead of time, right? So if we say reveal drawing, there's just a placeholder for the tournament qualifier. So, but you can still answer here. The correct answer can be validated. In fact, we've already had one person do it. Congratulations to our first person. Let's see, who's the first person here on our first 42? It's Vicky. Congratulations to Vicky, earning a spot. Oh, Rockin' Fusion today. I like it. I like it. Already earning a spot here in the qualifiers. Well done. And of course, Vicky is co-founder of tootalltoby.com and is helping us out on the back end here with these challenges today. She's not taking up anybody's spot. Don't worry. You guys still have a chance. Okay, so I'm going to show you a 2D drawing. You're going to use any 3D CAD system to model the part and calculate the mass, and then you're going to answer in that bin. And once you answer in that bin, we're going to take a look at the results, and we are going to see who the winner is. All right? So in order for you to get the mass correct, if you're here for the first time, guys, if you're here for the first time, put a 1 in the chat. Let me know if you're here for the first time. If this is your first time doing Too Tall Toby challenges, put a 1 in the chat. Welcome, of course, welcome. But let us know. Put a 1 in the chat if you're here for the first time. OD5233 here for the first time. Mo here for the first time. Welcome everybody. What we're going to do is we're going to answer on the website, but we are going to answer in either pounds or in grams. And so you need to have the correct material density. So make sure that you have these materials. You can visit tootalltoby.com/materials if you want to learn how to set them up. If you don't qualify today, that's okay. You're going to have a chance next week and the following week. But go to tootalltoby.com/materials so you can learn how to set up these materials in your CAD system. You have to have the correct material density. Serial Sal in the chat says the answer is not 420.69. Yeah, it's true. It's not. I didn't want to spoil it, but it's not. That is correct. Okay. So, shout out to Kim in the chat, says, I love all the Too Tall Toby videos. Thank you. Matab is here, says, hi, I'd say, hello, one and all. All right, good. All right, welcome to all the new, but Uncle Facepound, you're not new. I know you've been here before. Circuit Curiosity says, 2. Not new. Okay. Well, welcome to all the new people. Great to see some new faces in here, some new names in here. Guys, welcome to the qualifier. Normally we do the qualifier different. This is our first time doing this. It might not work. Look, if it doesn't work, we have backup plans. We have contingencies. We're gonna get people qualified today, one way or the other. We're gonna at least get a few people qualified. If it doesn't work, then we'll figure out a new plan for next week, and we'll just keep this train rolling. It's no worries at all. And the Ivan exploit is permitted. Look, I can't stop you guys from using the Ivan exploit. If you want to try and find a spot to use it, you go for it. All right. All right. So here we go, guys. I want to see the ones in the chat. All right. Put a 1 in the chat if you can participate in the actual tournament. It live streams at right around the same time at 1 p.m. East Coast on Fridays. If you can actually participate in the tournament, put a 1 in the chat. Sebastian is in the chat. Make Katia great again. Let's go. Mr. Alex is in the chat as well. What's up? Ricardo Jean, reigning world champion, is in the chat. Look out, guys. Guys, put a 1 in the chat if you can share your screen during the actual tournament. Okay, you can just keep answering ones. You don't have to answer more than once. If it's all the same, then you're good. Put a 1 in the chat if you have a good internet connection. Okay, put a 1 in the chat if you're over 18 or if you can get your parents' permission to participate in this tournament. All right, and finally, put a 1 in the chat if you are not going to cheat. Okay, if you are not going to cheat. There definitely are ways you could cheat. Probably the easiest way to cheat would be to like work with a buddy and then you guys both solve it. One of you solves it and then you share the answer and then you both answer at the same time. That's probably the easiest way to cheat during these qualifiers. But there are other ways. I'm thinking about Sebastian. I know he's shared with me some other ways that you could maybe potentially cheat. He's like our resident white hat hacker. So shout out to Sebastian, always looking out for us. But listen, guys, just we're doing this for good spirit. It's a good spirited competition. So agree that you're not going to cheat. If you're going to cheat, just don't participate. You'll have other chances to cheat at different points in your life. All right. So if you could not answer 1 to any of those, please do not be the first or second person to answer. If you still want to do the challenge, that's fine, but make it a little bit easier for me and Vicky because we're going to take the first 2 people and we are going to invite them to the World Championship of 3D CAD speed modeling. Vicky says, no point in cheating because you have to show your actual chops in the competition. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. We just want to make sure that we're getting people qualified who are actually going to do it. All right. I think that pretty much does it. Oh, you know what? Hold on. I think I need to do something here. Sorry, guys. I forgot to do something. I got to do something. This is going to be called... Yeah, Yep. And then I'm going to show... Man, I hope I don't lose I might lose my audio when I show the image. Okay? If that happens, what can I do? What can I do here? We'll just see what happens. If it happens, I'll fix it for the next go around. We're anxious to do this challenge, okay? So don't forget, guys, you're going to start out by going into tootalltoby.com and starting the timer. I think I'm going to do this with you. Let me launch I'm going to do it in SolidWorks. I did a SolidWorks users group this morning. Shout out to Edward in the chat. I did a SolidWorks users group this morning. So I think I'm going to do this in SolidWorks. And let me know, guys, if anything happens to the website. If it stops responding, let me know. That's what I really mean. Okay, this is going to be this. Okay, cool. All right, we're back. Let's go. Get some SolidWorks going today. All right, guys. I think you can... Wait, let me look. Let me just look at something real quick here. So if we go here, so if you go tootalltoby.com, let me see how the website's doing. If you go tootalltoby.com, we say access full library. Oh, look, it's being a little bit more responsive. We say click here to practice. This is 26-08-05. This is going to be the first one that we do. You say click here to begin. And then you're going to say reveal drawing. You can see here that the answer is shown in grams. And so because of that, you can kind of extract that the units are going to be millimeters. So just to make it fair for everybody, I know there's some new people here. I just want you to know that this first one is going to be in millimeters. Okay. So you can kind of, if you're an experienced tootalltoby user, then you could probably exploit that and it would give you a leg up. So I don't want to have anybody get a leg up here. So at this point, you can say reveal drawing. You can let the timer start, and that is where you are going to answer. However, you don't need to see this screen right now because this isn't where the actual drawing is going to reside. So the drawing itself is going to reside on a different screen, okay? So you can start the timer. You can move that over to the side here, and I'm going to show you all the drawing at the same time right now. And on the website, we track who the first correct answer is that comes in. So if you guys are ready for this, I'm going to flip over to full screen. As soon as I show this full screen, it goes. And like I said, I might lose my audio when I flip this to full screen. So just as soon as it goes to full screen, it is a live challenge for all of you to try. And what you can do is you can do a screen capture so you can move it over to your second screen. Okay, you're going to view it here, and you're going to answer here on the website. First person to answer correctly will qualify. Second person who answers correctly will qualify. This is 26-08-05, the first of the three. Here we go. This CAD challenge begins when it goes to full screen. Let me switch to full screen. Okay, I did lose audio there. So here we go. This CAD challenge goes live in 3, 2, 1. Okay, I think I got my audio back. Hello, everyone. All right. So this is the challenge. You're going to grab a screen capture of this challenge, and you are going to attempt to model this up in your CAD system. And look, I'm going to give it a try as well here right along with you. So let me bring up my screen here. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to move this over to my second screen. And hopefully you had a chance to grab a screen capture. If not, you just have to roll back in the live stream to grab that screen capture. And here we go in SolidWorks, new part, millimeters, 6061 aluminum. Make sure you get that correct material density. Right click here. Whoop. Right click here. 6061 aluminum. I love how SolidWorks just moves stuff around randomly once you start getting into the flow. It's my favorite. Okay. S key, circle, single click, move my mouse. 82, enter, single click, move my mouse. 40, enter, S key, rectangle. This is going to be, I'm not sure what the height is going to be, but I know the width is going to be 20. We're going to take this and make it midpoint. And we're going to add this dimension and hold shift to get the tangency point of that arc. That's going to be 47. 47. Okay, and then extrude, and I'm just going to extrude this whole thing all together. I'll come back in a little bit later and get that keyway and knock that out. That's going to go to 60. Then I'm going to go to my plane that's perpendicular to that one. And I think for this one, I'm just going to use some rectangles. Let's just knock some rectangles out here. This is going to be 80, enter, 13, enter. We'll do another rectangle here. We'll make this one 13, enter, 56, enter. I'm going to add another rectangle up this way. This one's going to be, we don't know how tall it's going to be. Tab, 13, enter. And now we can use that origin location to get that max height of that thing. Let's go. I like that. 3 rectangles. It's kind of a cool way of doing that one. All right, let's turn this into an extrusion. This is the thing about SolidWorks contours. This is what I like about Onshape, that it just automatically picks up on all those contours. Okay, and that's going to go out to a width of 70. And we're going to have a slot cut up top here. I like to kind of add in my extrudes first, and then I go back and I add in my fillets and things like that. Vicky is very fast. I see that in the chat. It's funny. All right, so then from this point, see, picking a good spot for the origin is what can really save you on some of these challenges. But you got to kind of take a moment and breathe and like look at the drawing in order to do that. All right, and now we're gonna have some. I think there's 2 of these that are 7. This one and this one are 7. And then there's only 1 on this outer edge here. So S key fillet. That one is 20. And I know these up top are 20 also, but I'm just going to make them separate features because a lot of times the customer will ask to change one but not the other. So I kind of want them broken up. And then I'm going to go back to this sketch here, and you don't have to actually show it. You can just click on it and then extrude cut. And then as long as it was picked on before you started, you can actually pick these contours. So we'll do a right click reverse direction and then a right click through all. And that should do it for that one, guys. We're going to do a control Q here. Look at the sensor, 920.07. Let's go into the app and see if we got it right. 5 minutes and 44. I think I might win this one. 920.07. Yo, let's go. All right. First try. That's what we like to see. GG. Yo, nice. Let's go. So we submitted that. Oh, man. So successful solvers, 9. I think somebody got in there in front of me. So that's it, guys. That is how we do the qualifiers. We let people go through and model this thing up. What I'm going to do is I'm going to replace this drawing with the actual drawing so that we'll have that in the library so other people can get in there and log into the library and give it a try. Uncle Facepound says, can I just use your answer? Absolutely, man. It's like a gym. You get out of it what you put into it. You know that. So absolutely. And anybody out there that wants to, yeah, if you want to like just use my answer to get the point, that's fine. But you're not going to get bigger muscles by doing that. You know, you want to work on your own muscles and get your own CAD muscles a little bit faster. So now what we get to do, this is kind of the cool thing about the tootalltoby website, is we can actually see who submitted their answers and when they submitted them relative to the time that this model was released. So I published this model at 1:17, a little bit before the live stream started. And the first person to submit their answer was Vicky, just helping us out. We're not going to count that one. The first person to submit their answer was Matab, coming in here in 32 minutes and 58 seconds. I think that we released it, you know, we released it pretty soon. And then look at this. 6 seconds later, 6 seconds here between first and second. So 1350.25, 1350.31. 6 seconds difference here between first and second. And then another 15 seconds here between first and third. And then another 8 seconds, 7 seconds after that to get here to fourth. Wow. And how cool is that too? Look at these answers coming in here. We have, oh, look at Aras is in the chat. Let's go. Good to see you in here again, my friend. So look at this leaderboard. Look at how cool this is. We have Matab using SolidWorks, Atse using SolidWorks, Hassan in here using FreeCAD, Victor using Onshape, Aras using Inventor, Sebastian in here using CATIA, Ricardo in here, world champion using SolidWorks. This is so cool, guys, seeing the difference here in this run. So congratulations to everybody. Now, of course, if we go to the top 100, we can see the time it took them, but this is really from the time that you press start on the timer. So again, this doesn't really count. Really what I should have done is I should have taken note of when I showed the drawing on YouTube. This is like the one downfall of the system. I didn't want to release it because we noticed on Model Monday Live that sometimes that causes some issues if I actually release it to everybody at the same time. So we're just releasing them ahead of time to kind of mitigate that issue. Every time I get the purple screen, I yell, oh yeah, tootalltoby, first try. Yo, let's go, let's go, let's go. That is awesome. Yeah, I mean, we actually have another system that we have published for educators. It's called cadpractice.com. And on the cadpractice.com website, what happens is if you get it on the first try, you actually get a first try bonus. So you can actually earn more points by getting your answer on the first try, and it kind of stacks up over time. It's only 5 points after after each challenge. But if we look here at the leaderboard at cadpractice.com, we can see here that our number 1 person actually has done less challenges than our number 2 person. Our number 1 person has done less quizzes than our number 2 person. But you can see here because he got more first try bonuses, he was able to actually end up getting more points. He's got 1,980 versus 1,975. So we're gonna see some of this functionality, you know, coming back to tootalltoby here in the near future as well. But if you're ever looking to get some additional CAD practice, or especially if you're in the world of education, CTE or STEM, you can definitely check us out at cadpractice.com. We've built a website specifically for CAD educators to help out CAD educators. So guys, let's make sure that we put a GG in the chat. I forgot to tell everybody, don't forget to put a GG in the chat here. Look at this. Now we're up to 19 people who have solved this. I love going through and looking at the variety of solutions here. It's so cool to see like the different CAD systems that are all logging in and trying this thing. So congratulations to everybody who got in here. Congratulations to everybody who solved this thing. Well done. Well done. And congratulations to Matab, first person who finished that one. Awesome job. Awesome job. We could probably go back in the YouTube stream and figure out exactly when I released that on YouTube. And you know, we could probably figure out what this time represents. 13:50. So 1:50 p.m. and 25 seconds. I'm willing to bet that that was a pretty fast run. Guys, let's also go into the chat and give a GG to Otse. Remember, for every challenge, we're qualifying our top 2 runners. So for this first challenge, Matab and Ate have both qualified. They are both in the tournament. Congratulations. If either of you knows for sure that you cannot do the tournament, please tell me now. If you tell me right now, we will go on to the third place person. If you know for sure you're definitely not going to do it right now, we'll go on to the third place person. But that window is only going to be open for about, you know, 5 minutes after we finish the challenges, because once we go on to the next challenge, I'm not going to backtrack. Like I say, if you tell me later, if you're like, I can't do it, or Matab, if you're like, oh, I can't do it, if you tell me that later, I'm not going to go back and like try to figure out, okay, well, Hassan got third and Victor got fourth, like, because they're going to already be competing in the next one. It's going to make a real tangled web. So let me know. Maybe you could also let me know the other way. Matab, Ate, put a 1 in the chat if you guys can do the tournament, you know, pending some kind of unexpected, you know, obviously there's always unexpected things. But for now, if you're planning to do the tournament, Ate says, can't do 30th of October. Perfect. No problem. We got you. We got you covered there. Yeah, that's a good point. That's a great point, though. You know, we got to make sure that those dates are going to be okay. So, yeah, so we'll get you in there on round of 8, part 2. Got to make sure you can do all those dates. Yeah. If you can't do any of the dates, some of the dates, you know, we'll work with you. We need to make sure that everybody's here for the 20th and for the 4th. Those are the important ones. No problem. No problem. Let me use my 5 minutes to think like I do with the Clock of Doom. Nice. Nice. All right. Congratulations, guys. That is our first qualifier. We're going to move on now to the second qualifier. Good luck to everybody. Great to see some old friends in here, some regulars in the world of tootalltoby. Aras, great to see you back here. I was hoping we would see you again. Sebastian coming back and getting in here. Love it. Great to see you in here. Ricardo, great to see you in here. Fungi is in here. So awesome to see everybody in here. So good luck, guys. Knock off the cobwebs and let's get into the second challenge here. We're going to do 3 of these challenges today. Don't forget to hit the like button on this live stream, please. Hit the like button, subscribe, share, and reshare. Let people know what we are doing. Don't forget to hit the live button as well. Sometimes the YouTube stream kind of like lags out a little bit there. Looks like we got 82 people watching right now, so please hit the like button. And please let people know what we're doing here. This is your chance to qualify for the tournament. First place in the tournament is going to win a Core 1 Plus. I think Matab, I think you won a Core 1 Plus earlier, or maybe Ricardo. Maybe it was Ricardo that won the Core 1 Plus from the World Championship last year. Let me know which one of you guys won the Core 1 Plus already. I know that one of you guys got it and got it set up. And yeah, I love Prusa. I'm so thankful to have them as a sponsor. So thank you so much to all our sponsors. Thank you to Prusa. Ricardo, yeah, I won the Core 1 Plus. Nice. Yeah, that is a beast of a machine. All right, guys, you can still compete. We're still going to capture 4 more. There's still 4 more qualifier seats open today, and then we're going to do it again next week as well. Don't forget to check out cadpractice.com if you haven't had a chance to check it out yet. And let's continue on here to our next qualifier. If you're just tuning in, just a real quick review here of how this is going to work. I'm going to show you a drawing. You're going to turn it into a 3D model, calculate the mass, and the fastest 2 times are going to be the winners. So before you compete, just make sure you can actually compete in the tournament. The tournament is going to be Fridays at 1 p.m. East Coast. The dates are listed here at tootalltoby.com/tournaments. These are the dates here. 1 p.m. East Coast for each of these. So just make sure that you can actually participate in the tournament. Otherwise, just throttle back a little bit so you don't get first or second in today's qualifier. You can still do the qualifier, can still participate, still try to solve it. Just maybe hold off a little bit before you click submit. So step one, go to tootalltoby.com, log into your account. If you don't have an account, please create one. It can be a free account or a paid account. Step two, you're going to open up the challenge here. You could start the timer. You could start it now if you want. You could wait a little bit. It's up to you. But that challenge that you're going to do is going to be found here, tootalltoby.com, access full library. And then you can see here that we've got our second challenge, which is going to be this one, 26-08-06. It's up at the top here. So, guys, if you've already done the first one, it's all good. I'm just going to repeat this each time because I know there's still people kind of filing in here to the live stream. Give everybody a chance. Step three, I'm going to show you the 2D drawing here in the live stream. Step four, you can use any 3D CAD to try to model the part and calculate the mass. And then step five, you're going to go into that same challenge at tootalltoby and you're going to enter your answer. So I'll show you how to do that again. But for now, just make sure you have an account at tootalltoby.com so that you can do this qualifier. And look, you got to have the correct material densities or else you are not going to you're not going to be able to. I'm reading the chat here. Uncle Facepound says, if I throttle back anymore, I'll stop. Okay. Well, thank you for holding back a little bit if you can't participate in the tournament. So make sure that you have the correct materials. tootalltoby.com/materials is a website that we have set up that explains not only what the materials are, but also has a ton of resources for all of you to set up the materials in your CAD systems. We've had some amazing people from the tootalltoby community do things like setting up different materials and including links to custom scripts to run those materials, to download the materials. Rambro set up a really cool script in Fusion. We got Fusion users, FreeCAD users, Shaper 3D users who are helping to set up these materials and share these materials. So check it out if you haven't had it yet, haven't had a chance to set up your materials yet. But most importantly, make sure that you're inputting the correct material density or else you are not going to get the answer correct. All right, guys, final thoughts here. This is our first time doing this, and it might not work, and the Ivan exploit is permitted. So there you go. Those are our three things. And here we go. Looks like, let's see here. It looks like Jabba V. Ochcoke might see that D. Vicky Chog has already gotten the answer correct. That's right. She's our tester. She's helping out on the back end to make sure the system is working and make sure I sometimes end up reversing the numbers when I go to enter an answer. So it's definitely something that you want to be aware of. So listen, guys, put a 1 in the chat. Can you participate in the actual tournament? It's going to be Fridays at 1 p.m. Can you share your screen? Put a 1 in the chat if you could actually share your screen during the tournament. Put a 1 in the chat if you've got a good internet connection. Put a 1 in the chat if you're over 18 or if you can secure your parents' permission. Put a 1 in the chat if you agree that you are not going to cheat. Okay, and that's it. Make sure that you were able to answer 1 to all those questions. If you were not able to answer 1 to any of those questions, then maybe just throttle back a little bit. Now, for Atse and Ricardo, listen, guys, if you want to, this is what I decided. I thought about this. If you want to, you can answer this next one. You can even win this next one if you want to. It doesn't help you at all. It doesn't give you any extra points. It's not going to change the seeding for the tournament or anything like that. But if you are just like looking to flex a little bit and you want to answer this next one, you go for, or sorry, what was it? Wait, who qualified in the last one? Was it Ate and Ricardo or Ate and Matab? Hold on. Gotta look. I think it was Ate and Matab. If Ate and Matab want to, Ate and Matab. Sorry, Matab. If Ate and Matab, if you guys want to flex a little bit and compete in this next one, and if you get first and second in this next one, it's fine. I am going to ignore you in the next one, and I'm going to go on. So, like, let's say this next one that we do, Matab and Ate both get first and second. Then we would go on to Hassan, and we would go on to Victor, and they would qualify. So you guys can still participate. You can still flex a little bit. It doesn't earn you anything other than bragging rights. But look, most of the stuff we do here is just for bragging rights. So you guys are welcome to compete in this next one as well. So if everybody is ready, what you're going to do is you're going to go to tootalltoby.com. You're going to say access the full library. You're going to go down here to this one, 26-08-06. Click here to practice. We're going to all do this together. You can do this right now as we are getting started. We're going to say here that we want to click here to begin. And you'll notice here that the mass is listed in pounds. So if you're experienced at tootalltoby, you can infer that that means this one is going to be in inches. Okay, so this challenge is going to be in inches. So if you wanted to get your template started, if you wanted to make sure you're working in inches, this one is going to be in inches. During the tournament, we don't spoil that, but this is a kind of a special event that we're doing here. So this one is going to be in inches. So if you want to, if you want to get your material, your units ready, not your material, but if you want to get your units ready, you can do so. This one's going to be in inches. Okay, and now you can click reveal drawing. The timer starts. The timer doesn't really matter today. We're just tracking who answers first on the website, so the timer doesn't really matter. So you can start the timer now. Really, you probably should start the timer now. And you're going to answer here in this box, but I'm going to show you the drawing right now on the live stream. So I hope that makes sense to everybody. It looks like everybody is good to go. So might get confused on this one. I get 1 by 50 style points for my horrible choices. Nice. Nice. All right, here we go. All right, guys, here we go. So that's it. If everybody is ready, I am definitely ready. I'm going to do this one in SolidWorks. So here we go. This next challenge begins as soon as this goes full screen in 3, 2, 1. Go! What is the mass of this part in 0.xxx pounds? And the tolerance on this is plus or minus 0.002 pounds. This one is called curved nozzle mount. It's 2:07 p.m. right now, approximately 2:07 p.m. So we can kind of use that to figure out how long they took to how long people are taking to solve this thing. 2:07 p.m. When did I show this exactly? Maybe at like 2:07 and 30. Call it that. Okay, so good luck to everybody as you're going through. Remember, grab a screen capture so that you can continue modeling this. And I want to model this one right along with you guys, so I'm going to do it. That's what I want to do. It's my live stream, so I'm going to do it. So here we go. I'm going to take the drawing. I'm going to capture it over onto my second screen. I got the clock running here as well. We'll get back into the clock in a second, but let's get into it here in SolidWorks. So new, there's going to be a part in inches. Looks like this is made of ABS, front plane. Let's create some geometry here. Here we go. We're going to come over about 2.1 because this thing is 4.20 as our diameter. Going to come up here 1 inch, come in this way a smidge, come up 0.25. Kind of like intermittently using the auto dimensioning. It's a little strategy that I like to use. Okay, and we can make those perpendicular. Yeah, that'll actually save me time because I only have to do the 45 once. I like that. So we'll make a construction line here for double dimensions. Let's go. And that's going to be 4.20. This one is going to be 2 inches. And then here from this point to that center line is going to be 1.5 inches. And then we're going to go, it's also this one to that center line. It's also 1.5. 2 different dimensions there, 1.5. I like it. All right, and then this is going to be 45. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. 235. Let's go. And then from here to here. Did I do that right? No, 225, right? Not 235. Did that wrong. I should have just made it 45. I hate in SolidWorks when you accidentally pick up on that midpoint and it slows you down, messes up your whole flow. This does not look right. Oh, 3.5. Sometimes you just want to look at it and say, like, proportionally, does it look right? Mine did not. All right, and we'll drop in a circle here, bore this thing through. That's going to be at 1.10. Extrude cut, right mouse button, through wall, right mouse button. Pick this face here, begin a sketch, orient our view. And we could drop in a... Actually, you know what? I should probably just put this bolt circle in when I make the whole wizard, right? So just do it like this. Whole wizard. It's countersink. When it's a countersink, I try to use the library holes. It's a little bit easier. Sometimes counter bore, I'll go either way. But when it's countersink, I'll use the library holes. So the through hole is 0.375 tab. The diameter at the top is 0.75 tab. And the angle is 100. We go here to positions, and then... I guess I could just do 1, right? And then just dimension to it, or do the BC here. It's like you could do the pattern, but man, it's so tempting just to drop in the 4 points. I'm going to do the pattern just because I think it's like better best practice. Better best practice. 3-inch BC there. And then we'll take that hole and we'll do a circular pattern. Just a better best practice because you never know when the customer is going to be like, actually, I need 6. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. Maybe that's just my customers that change things. All right. And then we're going to go to this front plane. Now we got to add this shape in the front. Make that midpoint. Add an arc here. Let's go. Let's go. And then we'll add a dimension for the width of that, 3.75, and then add a dimension to here, which is going to be 0.5, and then S key, extrude, right mouse button through all both, right mouse button. Let's go. That thing looks good. So now we're going to come over here to the sensors, Control Q, zoom in on that 0.47604. Let's go back to tootalltoby.com. 0.47604 and enter, and yes, let's go. 5 minutes and 14 seconds. First try. That's what it's all about, baby. Got to get those first try answers in there. So we're going to say submit and see how we did here. All right, 7 people answered already. Oh, that means I didn't win. Well, I tried my best. And hopefully one day I'm going to win. I'm going to win my way into one of these tournaments. Play against these wizards. All right. So let's see here. So if we refresh, like we can look at this thing. What's cool is that we're able to see when people were submitting their answers from the time that this thing was released. Let's refresh this. Let's see if anybody else comes in with their answers. And guys, just so you know, I probably should have explained this in the beginning, but if you are brand new to this channel, brand new to the world of tootalltoby, these challenges that we're doing here are part of a library of over 350 challenges. The library can be sorted by difficulty. So you could say, like, I'm brand new to 3D CAD. I'm going to start out on tier 1, tier 2, tier 3. They get harder and harder. Tier 4, okay, you can kind of practice through, and you can practice your CAD skills using any 3D CAD system. So this library here is very, very extensive, okay? And also, you can sort this by the type of model that you're trying to create. So like if you're trying to do a sheet metal model, or if you're trying to do a 3D printable model, or whatever types of models you're into, whatever it is you're trying to do. If you want to work all with multi-body and assembly type models, you know, we have all kinds of cool challenges in here, real world parts to prepare you for when you run into this type of geometry in the real world. So, guys, if you're not familiar with tootalltoby, if you're here for the first time, welcome. Thank you for joining us. It's great to see you all in here. And that's what this practice models library is all about. It's all about helping you sharpen your CAD skills using any 3D CAD platform. It's all about helping you learn 3D CAD one model at a time. Learn by doing, right? Practice modeling at your skill level and model real world parts so that when you run into this geometry in the real world, you're ready for it. So we just finished the second qualifier. I did it in about 5 minutes. I'm hoping that I had the fastest time. I'm not sure. 14 people have successfully solved this. Let's take a look at our first 42 leaderboard. So the challenge was released at 2:07 and 30 seconds, and 3 minutes later, none other than Sebastian MCGA, Make CATIA Great Again, our resident CATIA wizard, finished in first, followed closely 5 seconds later by CSWE Victor using Onshape. Wow, guys, fast. That is incredible. Good job, CATIA. Good job, Onshape. Atse, SolidWorks, very nice. Nice flex there as well. Ricardo from Brazil running SolidWorks, very nice, very nice. Hassan getting in there with FreeCAD. Oh, look at Toby here in the top 10. Let's go. That's what I like to see. One of these days, I'm going to be able to compete with you guys. Man, this is cool. And George the Frog, yo, nice username. Welcome. Wow, that is impressive. So it was released at 2:07. George the Frog finishing it here in just over 5 minutes, or just under 5 minutes. So at 12:17, at 2:12 and 17 seconds. Very impressive. This one was released at around 2:07 and 30 seconds. I think I can change that in the metadata of the challenge. So I think in here I can change this to say 2:07 and 30 seconds. So we'll have like a better idea of how long people are actually taking from the time it was shown. So very cool, guys. Congratulations. Guntis will make a drawing, then you can compete. Yo, I'm in. Thank you, Atse, and thank you, Guntis, for letting Atse volunteer you. I'm in. So, guys, put a GG in the chat for our winners. Congratulations to MCGA. Congratulations to CSWE Victor. Congratulations to Matab. And congratulations to Atse. Those are our first 4 qualifiers for today. But we have 2 more coming up here with our final drawing, our final challenge of the day. So, GG, Sebastian. And, guys, Sebastian and Victor, please just put a 1 in the chat if you can compete during the tournament. I'll bring up these dates again. But if you don't mind, please put a 1 in the chat. Let me know that you guys are available, can compete. Sebastian, putting a 1 in the chat there for me. Thank you. cadop.io. Guys, don't forget cadop.io. Check it out. And Victor K is back. He was our 2023 world champion of 3D CAD speed modeling. So if we go back here in history, and guys, back then, guess what? 32 people were in this tournament. And Victor K slashed his way through all of them, trimmed his way through all of them to secure the championship in an epic showdown against none other than Ivan the Reasonable, a former champion. So if we get Victor K back in here, man, it's going to be awesome. So hopefully Victor K is in, and if you're not in, let me know that as well. If anybody saw him, if he noted or anything that he's not in, let me know that. But I think he's probably in. We're going to assume that he's in. So, guys, congratulations, and that is 2 of our matches are now done, and that's 4 people that we were able to get registered for this thing. This is pretty cool. Oh, yep, he says yes, and I'll be competing with OnShape. Yo, let's go. Nice. Guys, this is pretty fun. I'm liking this format, I gotta say. It's fun to compete along with you guys a little bit, and it's fun to try out this format. So if you guys are having a good time, hit the like button, share and reshare. This is a little different from what we do on Model Monday Live, but it's a similar format. I gotta try and work on my posture a little bit, I think. I just got a glimpse of myself in the monitoring computer. Don't forget to hit the like button. Don't forget to hit the live button. Guys, looks like we've got 82 people watching right now. We've got 40 likes. Let's see what we can do to continue to increase. 44 likes. Look at that. Wow. Awesome. Ricardo says, Victor K is one of my favorites. Nice. Had to jump into a meeting as I submitted an answer. He's bouncing back and forth between meetings. Guys, Fotinos Design. Check it out. Fotinos Design. Great to see Victor in here. All right, here we go. All-Stars champion will compete. Yeah, this is going to be truly like a world championship match. That's the point that we're at, though, now, guys. It's like, you know, in tennis, you have a lot of the same people going to the different tournaments and competing and making it into the finals. So I love it. I've always loved this format. I think it's so cool. And, you know, Atse and Ricardo, some of your matches are so completely famous. I mean, you guys have over 1 million views just from my channel, not to mention the other channels. Yeah, you guys have got... You're the stuff of legends for sure, for sure. All right, guys. Well, listen, if you're here for the first time, don't forget to hit the like button. We're just going to kind of run through what the process is going to be one more time, just in case you just tuned in. tootalltoby.com and, of course, cadpractice.com. Check out our STEM and CTE solutions for educators. If you're interested, if you're in the world of CTE, if you're in the world of STEM, if you're in the world of education, you might need a platform that's a little bit different than Too Tall Toby. And if that's what you need, we got it for you. We got it for you. Okay, we talked to some educators and they said, I need something that's just a little bit different, has a little bit more fine-tuned for us in the world of education. And we said, you know what? We're going to get you. We're going to take care of you. cadpractice.com. All right. We are at the third and final speed modeling challenge of the day. Here's how this is going to work. First of all, hit the like button on this channel. Leave me some comments if you're watching the recording. And guys, what I'm going to challenge you to do is take a 2D drawing and turn it into a 3D model. You're going to submit your answer at tootalltoby.com, and the fastest 2 people are going to qualify for our upcoming tournament. So before you compete, just ask yourself if you can actually compete during the dates of the tournament. If you can, share your screen. If you do have a good internet connection, and if you're over 18 or have your parents' permission, please make sure that you are able to say yes to all these questions. All right, step 1, go to tootalltoby.com and log into your account. So go to tootalltoby.com, log into your account. Done. Step 2, open the challenge and start the timer. So if we go here to tootalltoby.com, we say access full library. This third and final challenge for today is going to be here. It's going to be this 26-08-07. We're going to say click here to practice. And once we say click here to practice, we're going to say that we want to click here to begin 26-08-07. And this is going to be our third challenge here, 26-08-07. This one is in grams. So if you are familiar with the Too Tall Toby infrastructure, then you could infer that this is going to be in millimeters. So grams, and this one is going to be in millimeters. So good luck to everybody on this one. You can start the timer if you want. Doesn't matter if you start the timer or not. I'm going to show you a 2D drawing, and then you're going to use any 3D CAD system to model up that 2D drawing. And you got to make sure that you have the correct material density so that you can calculate the mass and then enter your answer in the challenge box. So we're going to have that timer going. You're going to say reveal drawing. The timer is going to be going. You're going to answer right down here in the challenge box. And in order to get it correct, you do have to have the correct material densities. So if anybody is just logging in right now, just joining now, then just take a moment and make sure that you have these correct material densities, or else you are not going to stand a chance of getting this answer correct. So make sure that you've got the correct material densities here, and that way you'll be able to actually answer and get this thing correct. If you visit tootalltoby.com/materials, we've got a lot of great resources for a lot of different CAD systems, so you can set up your materials. All right, and final thoughts here. This is our first time doing this. It might not work. Actually, this is our third time doing it now, right? So we know it's going to work. And the Ivan exploit is permitted if you are able to find an exploit. All right. So final confirmation, put a 1 in the chat. Can you participate in the actual tournament? That's the question. If you can, put a 1 in the chat, or just put a 1 in your brain. Can you actually share your screen during the actual tournament? Do you have a good internet connection? Are you over 18, or can you get your parents' permission? And then finally, do you agree that you are not going to cheat? Very important that you agree that you are not going to cheat. And then I think I have a hidden slide in here. Hold on a second, guys. I think there's one more slide I wanted to include in here that's not showing up for some reason, but it's an important slide. Is this hidden? It's not hidden. I don't know. I don't know why. And you agree that you are not going to cheat. Both models were right first try today so far. Nice, Jern. Nice. Guys, we got to say thank you to our sponsors. We have sponsors for the tournament already. Of course, we are looking for a few more sponsors, but thank you so much to Prusa for putting up the prizes. We got some epic 3D printers for our winners. Thank you so much to Xometry. Thank you to mysolidbox.com, and thank you to sendcutsend.com. We've included their links down below in the description of this live stream. So if you happen to see any of these companies posting anything on social media, it's really helpful if you just reply and just say, hey, I saw you're sponsoring the Too Tall Toby tournament. Thank you. It's like, we love these tournaments. They're so much fun. So it's so cool that you're sponsoring it. You know, anything like that is really, really, really good. Matab going back saying 4 brackets, 4 sponsor days. Yeah, I remember that. We had a different sponsor for each of the 4 brackets. That was pretty cool too. Maybe we'll get back to that at some point too. All right, guys. Thank you. Thank you so much to all our sponsors. Seriously though, we couldn't have these tournaments without these amazing sponsors. So thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, guys, listen, it's time. So if you're ready, what you can do is you can go to tootalltoby.com. You can say access full library. Up here at the top of the library, we've got this special section called the featured challenges. And we're going to go to this one here, 26-08-07. Click here to practice. This one is going to be in millimeters. So we'll say here, click here to begin and reveal drawing. And there we go. The timer is going. Let's go, let's go, let's go. So now that is where you are going to answer once you solve the model. Once you create the model and you calculate the mass, you're just going to put the answer in right there, and then we'll take a look at the leaderboard and see who solves it first. So here we go. This next CAD speed modeling challenge begins in 3, 2, 1, go. Good luck to everybody. What is the mass of this part in XXX grams? The tolerance is plus or minus 3 grams. There's a flat pattern view there for your reference. This is a sheet metal part. It may be modeled as sheet metal, or it may be modeled as a thin-walled solid. Up to you. And Serial Sal says, of course it's sheet metal. So good luck, one and all. And looks like a very simple model, but it's actually a tier 4 model. So there's definitely something. There's definitely something going on with this model. So good luck to everybody. This is one that I'm going to have a fun time solving this one. We're going to get into this in just a moment here. We'll show you how I originally thought through this. All right. Hope that's enough time for you to grab a screen capture. Let's go. We're going to try and solve this thing. Move this over here. Clock is running. This one was shown at we'll call it 2:26 even. I'm going to call it 2:26 even. Probably close to that. And let's get into SolidWorks here and see how it's done. And you're gonna answer that 5153. You're gonna answer in the app at tootalltoby.com. Okay, not in the chat. You're gonna answer in the app at tootalltoby.com. Should have practiced sheet metal to solve this one. Yeah. So this one is definitely tricky. Okay. This one is, there's a trick to it. That's for sure. So if we go in here and we say that we're going to create this model using sheet metal, what's very tempting to do here is to like go to the front plane and create almost a reference plane that's going up at the specified angle. Like this is definitely how I would have had to have done it in the old days, is I would have had to have created a dimension here at 30 and then created a length here at 120 in order to get the angle for the reference plane. And then I would have maybe like created a new plane here. So we go reference geometry plane. And then once you have that plane created, then you could kind of oversize the geometry. So you could do something like create a line that comes over here and a line that comes down. This is going to be for your sheet metal. Now that's going to go to your 80, and the length down there is going to be kind of arbitrary. So let's just say I make that at 40. The reason I'm showing this is because I have a feeling there's some CAD systems where you kind of still have to do it this way. So you could go sheet metal, base flange tab, and then have the material go to the inside, and then you could have this go to, like, again, oversized. You could oversize this, like, so just to kind of like make it very exaggerated, I'll make this like 400 oversized. And then I'll say that I want my wall thickness to be 4. And then my inside bend radius here to be 6. So we'll say green check mark there. And again, we're trying to kind of make this like quite oversized. So it could be something like this. So that gets you like the general gist of the shape. And then what you could do is you could get in here and you could lop away the unnecessary geometry. So this is something that, you know, sometimes you just do this because you don't know what the best way is to create the geometry. Like you just don't have the tools in your toolkit to do it the right way, to do it the correct way. But like the customer doesn't care. The customer doesn't want to hear about how you don't know how to do it the right way. The customer just wants to like have the product in their hand. That's all they care about. So what we could do here is we could say that the distance here to the bottom is 40. And then the distance here to the bottom is 70, which it already is because I made that 30 off. And then we could do a coincident there, and then we could do a coincident here. And then we could lop away all that excess geometry. So extrude here through all. Okay, and that leaves us with that shape. And now we're ready to like, you know, turn this thing into sheet metal. Now, does it actually flatten? I'm not sure. It does. It does actually flatten. All right, good deal. So if I click on this edge here, then I could go to like an edge flange and then bring this over. Now the edge flange is going to be flush to the floor there. So you have to watch what's called your flange position, which is a little bit tucked away here behind my keyboard cam, but it's going to be that one. I like how that went black. That looks good. That's quality. And then I could go here, edit flange profile, and we could go to a top view and then give ourselves a construction line here so we can get that flange profile in place. at that thing. That's going to be at 140. And then finish. And then we can go onto this surface here and add in our slot. We love the slot command in SolidWorks. And that's going to go from here to here at 20 to the center. And then from, I'm holding shift there to get that max distance there, 24, and then 8. And then this is another one of these center line doubled examples. Okay. I like this music. It's like pumping in my ears. I don't know if you guys can hear it at all, but it's definitely pumping in my ears. All right. And then we could go extrude cut. And then we could go linear pattern. Okay, this works. It gets the job done. Look, guys, it's not the most elegant, but it gets the job done for sure. That's 40, and that's 3 instances. Let's go. And then we can go fillet. And we can fillet this bad boy off here. And that's going to be with 8 millimeters for the fillet radius. And then we can rip a mirror through this thing. So mirror, this face, bodies to mirror, this body, merge results. Did it merge? I think that's just a sketch line. Yep, it merged. Plain carbon steel, Control Q. Look at our sensor, 827.03 grams. Let's go back to tootalltoby.com and see if we got it correct. 827.03, and yes, we did it. Let's go, let's go. So, look, guys, that's how you do stuff if you don't know how to do it. That could definitely slow you down a lot. It can really, really slow you down. I know what you guys are thinking. Like, what do you mean slow you down? You did it in 8 minutes or whatever. It can definitely slow you down a lot if you don't know what you're doing. So what I mean by that is when you're working in sheet metal, if you ever have sheet metal parts that are at like an odd angle like that, what you want to remember is that you can use convert to sheet metal. Yeah, Ate in the chat, I saw you said it there. I used convert to sheet metal for it. That's totally the way to do it. So instead of, like, you saw I had to do, not only did I have to do all that extra work, but I also had to just, like, think about it. Like, how am I going to create this shape? Because, creating the sheet metal and getting it to come off at that angle, like another way you might consider doing that would be to create the line at an angle and then go here, sheet metal, base flange tab, and bring this out to the desired depth. But then what's going to happen when you go to do your edge flange? You're going to get to this command here, edge flange, and it's going to be going, it's not coming straight down here, and it's not coming straight down here. So like either way, you're going to end up having to do some kind of a workaround to get this geometry into the correct state. Whether it's, the workaround that I did where you extrude it straight and then cut everything off, or doing an edge flange and then having to mod the edge flange. Plus, when you mod the edge flange like that, you get some weird results here in this bend region. But the far more elegant solution there is the convert to sheet metal tool. So here in SolidWorks, the way the convert to sheet metal tool works is that we can go to the create this as solid geometry. So I could bring this up to 40, bring this out this way, bring it straight down like so. Bring it back this way, add in my other dimensions. So this distance here is 120, and this distance here is 70. S key extrude. Now let's just say we're going to do half of this instead of doing the full thing. I mean, let's just do the full thing. Whatever, it doesn't matter. So 80 here, and then right mouse button, mid plane, right mouse button. And now we can go here to convert to sheet metal. And with convert to sheet metal, I can pick this face as the fixed face. And then what I can do is I can say that I want this edge here to be a bent edge and this edge here to be a bent edge. And when I hit the green check mark, boom, there is the sheet metal solution. That's the correct way to do this thing. I mean, the way that I did it was so many extra steps and it put me so far behind. I'm going to be very surprised if I ended up getting first place on this qualifier because I really took a long time to come up with that solution because I didn't know how to do it. This is why you really want to practice. And if you get stuck, look at some tutorials, look at some videos. The cool thing about the library at tootalltoby.com is that we have this library of challenges, but we also have runners in here who are posting their own speed runs, who are posting their own, like here you can see on this one, they're posting their own speed run videos so that if you get stuck, you can go through and you can actually watch somebody else go through and model it and maybe learn from their workflow. So really, really valuable to do that. And maybe if I would have done that, then maybe I would have known about the convert entities, convert to sheet metal tool, and I could have gotten a better time on that one. So Guys, congratulations. 17 people did it successfully. Who is the big winner? Who gets the final 5th and 6th seats in our upcoming tournament? Let's find out together here. I'm going to go in here to the first 42. And, oh, it's Matab again. He's already got a seat, though. Sorry, Matab. It's just a flex. Good job. He's already got a seat. So he did it at 14:27. So I think I released that thing at, I released that thing at 2:36. So you did it at 2:37, so 1 minute and 30 seconds. Dude, that's or 1 minute and 50 seconds. That is amazing. Wow, 1 minute, 50 seconds. Did it feel like you were flying through that thing? How did you get the flanges so quick? Man, that is fast. That is really, really fast. All right, guys, here we go. Let's see who it's going to be. Okay, MCGA. Very nice, but also already qualified. No, you guys are only you guys are just getting flex points here, bonus points. All right, let's see who it's going to be. A little scroll down here. Hassan, let's go, free CAD. Nice. So congratulations to Hassan getting that. And Mr. Alex, yo, let's go. Great to see you guys back in here again. That is awesome. And again, look at this variety. I love seeing this variety here from our competitors. So well done, guys. Congratulations to all the winners today. Congratulations in this match to Hassan and to Mr. Alex. We released that thing at 2:36 even, and Hassan finished it in 2 minutes and 30 seconds. Mr. Alex finished it in 3 minutes and 6 seconds. Wow. Talk about speedy modeling. Never seen that drawing before, going through and getting that thing. Hassan, if you are able and are competing in the tournament, please put a 1 in the chat. Mr. Alex, if you are able and competing in the tournament, please put a 1 in the chat. If there are specific dates you can't make it, as long as it's not these, and as long as it's not both of these, then we can work with you. We can figure it out. It could be one or the other. If it's both of those, then it might be a struggle. But all right, I see a 1 from Hassan. Congratulations. You are officially qualified. And man, guys, this was awesome. This actually, I think this worked out pretty good. This was pretty fun to do it this way. I like being able to get in the mix with you a little bit and compete with you a little bit. You guys are way too fast for me, but it's still fun to get in there and compete. Nice to see some new names here in the leaderboard as well. Nice to see Muhammad here, Syria. Nice to see George the Frog here. Nice to see Thomas, 1790. Man, if that's his birth year, he is old. Wow. So nice to see Thomas in here as well. And nice to see everybody in here, of course. Nice to see Gummy here, South Africa. Great to see you in here. And Mr. Alex putting a 1 in the chat as well. He can make it as well. Uncle Facepound says, complete success in my book. Thank you, my friend. High praise. Thank you. All right, guys, listen, don't forget to hit the like button before you leave. Don't forget to share and reshare. Let people know what we did today. I'll make a proper announcement to recognize our number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 qualifiers. But if my memory serves me correctly, and Vicky, you'll have to tell me if it doesn't, I think that we had, well, you know what? I don't have to use my memory. We can just look. So let's go look here. Let's do a quick review here of what we learned today, of who made it into the tournament. So in our first qualifier, our first ever live tournament qualifier using this brand new format, which I kind of like this format, Matab and Atse. Wow. Congratulations, guys. 2 epic warriors qualified and in the tournament. Well done. In our second ever live tournament qualifier live stream, the 2 people who qualified were MCGA and CSWE Victor. Congratulations, guys. Sebastian, Victor. Well done, and congratulations. And in our third ever live tournament qualifier, Mr. Hassan and Mr. Alex. Congratulations, guys. H11R and Mr. Alex. Congratulations, guys. So good to see everybody coming back here. So good to see some former tournament competitors here. And congratulations to everybody who did the challenge, who qualified in that short period of time, or even just who finished that challenge in such a short period of time. It's not easy to finish these challenges. And definitely we're seeing some speedy modelers here. Congratulations to all 6 of our winners getting through. And thank you, of course, to the amazing chat. This is a Model Monday live slide, but it's actually for the qualifiers. Congratulations to the amazing chat. Don't forget to check out cadpractice.com if you haven't seen it. Don't forget to sign up at tootalltoby.com. Don't forget to hit the like button, share and reshare, let people know what we are doing. That is the end of today's live stream, but this was a lot of fun, guys. We will be back next week. Make sure that you visit tootalltoby.com/calendar. We have all the dates of the qualifiers, and we also have all the dates for the tournament on there. So if you want to, you can just go through and click on each of them. I don't have a thing that does it in batch yet. We will eventually have something like that. But for now, what you can do is you can just click on the event in the calendar and then click copy to my calendar. And then you can go on to the next ones as well. Copy to my calendar. Here's the first date. Copy to my calendar. Copy to my calendar. You can add all them so that you'll have the calendar reminder, and the live stream link is in there as well, the YouTube live stream link. So everything you need to make sure you don't miss a live stream, it's all included in there. And guys, thank you. Thank you all so much for being a part of this. We couldn't do this without all of you. And it's always so good to see everybody in here. I hope you guys have a great rest of the weekend. I don't think we're going to do Model Monday Live on Monday. I think we're going to skip and try to continue to prep for some of this upcoming tournament activity. But who knows? If I change my mind over the weekend, if I make a lot of good progress over the weekend, maybe we'll still run it. We're going to leave it as a mystery for now. But guys, thank you all so much for being a part of this. I hope you guys have a great rest of your Friday. I hope you have a great weekend. Get outside, enjoy this nice weather. It's going to be, I think it's going to be a really good weekend this weekend. And if I don't see you on Monday for Model Monday Live, then I will look forward to seeing all of you next week in the next CAD vs. CAD 2026 World Championship live qualifiers. See you, everybody.